An absolute disaster might be brewing for the rest of the league because the Baltimore Ravens are secretly engineering a front office masterclass that will either guarantee a Super Bowl parade in 2026 or completely blow up in their faces. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest Raven update. Every single diehard fan knows that the upcoming season is absolutely critical. We are standing on the edge of something massive. General Manager Eric DeCosta is sitting in his office right now holding a ridiculous 11 picks for the upcoming NFL draft. 11 picks. Do you understand the sheer amount of power that gives one single man? He holds the keys to the entire league right now. He can package those picks to aggressively trade up and steal a superstar prospect. He can trade down to gather even more wealth. Or he can just sit back and systematically plug every single hole on this roster. But DeCosta is not working alone. He is teaming up with defensive mastermind Jesse Minter, and together, they are cooking up a plan that is entirely focused on staying terrifyingly competitive and painfully young. The blueprint is already locked in for the first 3 rounds. This is not a guessing game. They are moving with absolute precision. Let us start in the trenches. We all know Tyler Linderbaum is an absolute monster. The man is a 3-time Pro Bowler and an immovable object on the offensive line. He is virtually irreplaceable. But the crazy part, the front office is still obsessively looking at offensive linemen. That tells you everything you need to know about their mindset. They do not want to just be good enough. They want to physically break the will of the opposing defensive line. And speaking of breaking wills, let us look at the other side of the ball. We just witnessed the massive addition of Treyan Henderson. Adding one of the absolute best pass rushers on the planet should be enough for most teams. But not this team. Minter wants to recreate a terrifying, suffocating defense that literally chokes the life out of opposing quarterbacks. They are actively hunting for even more outside linebackers to add to the rotation. They want waves of fresh, angry defenders hunting the quarterback on every single snap. They want opposing offenses to feel pure dread on 3rd down. Can you even imagine a defense scarier than the one we saw last season? They are building a brick wall. But wait until you hear the absolute betrayal that might be forced upon the backfield, because a beloved legend is showing serious cracks in his armor. We need to have a very serious, honest conversation about Derrick Henry. The man is an absolute legend. He is a physical freak of nature and a certified machine. Just look at the raw numbers from last season. 595 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns. Those numbers are genuinely insane for a human being of his age. But as fans, we have to take our blinders off. We have to look at the cold, hard facts. Henry is now 32 years old. In running back years, 32 is ancient. And we started to see some terrifying warning signs early last season that we absolutely cannot ignore anymore. Do you remember the first 3 games? He put the ball on the ground 3 different times. 3 fumbles in 3 games. For a guy whose entire brand is reliability and power, that is a massive red flag. It is a blinking neon sign that the heavy workload is finally catching up to his body. The most dangerous teams in the NFL right now have figured out a cheat code, and Baltimore needs to steal it immediately. You cannot survive with just one bell cow running back anymore. You need a 2-headed monster. Just look around the league. The Seattle Seahawks are dominating the ground game by perfectly rotating Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. The Detroit Lions have built an absolute nightmare for defenses by splitting representatives between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Even the New England Patriots are completely buying into this philosophy by giving Treyan Henderson serious playing time to keep their backfield fresh. Splitting the carries is the only way to survive a brutal 17-game season. It keeps the offense efficient and keeps the running backs completely fresh for the 4th quarter. The front office knows this. Their new goal is to draft a young, explosive kid who can take 7 to 10 carries a game. A guy who can comfortably catch 3 to 5 passes out of the backfield. If they can find that guy, Henry gets to rest on the sideline, catch his breath, and come back in to completely destroy tired linebackers in the 4th quarter. And do not think Justice Hill is the long-term savior here. We all love him, but he is returning from a serious injury, and he is about to turn 29. The brutal reality is that the running back room needs new blood, right now. But honestly, the situation with the running backs is nothing compared to the disaster currently brewing in the passing game. Wait until you see how they are leaving the quarterback out to dry. Let us stop pretending everything is fine with the passing attack. It is not elite. The front office knows it, the coaches know it, and the fans know it. Lamar Jackson is a generational talent, but the weapons around him are simply not playing at a Super Bowl level right now. Who's to blame for this passing game disaster? Drop a name below. Yes, we have some solid pieces. Zay Flowers is an absolute spark plug. Rashad Bateman has shown flashes of brilliance. Devontae Walker has potential. And Mark Andrews has been a legendary security blanket. But when you look at that group as a whole, it feels totally incomplete. Things got so much worse when Isaiah Likely walked out the door. Losing him was a massive blow that nobody is talking enough about. He was not just a depth piece. He was a strategic weapon who stretched the middle of the field and created massive throwing lanes that Lamar expertly exploited. Without him, the middle of the field feels totally clogged up. And then we have to talk about Mark Andrews. It pains me to say this, but the heavy hits are taking their toll. He is turning 31 years old and he has a laundry list of recent injuries. We cannot just blindly expect him to play 17 games at an all-pro level anymore. The most shocking part of this entire offseason is what the front office did not do. Free agency came and went, and they did absolutely nothing at the wide receiver or tight end positions.
No massive trades.
No big free agent signings. That silence is actually deafening. It basically screams that they are putting all their chips on the draft to fix this mess. They are heavily scouting a very specific type of player right now. They do not just want track stars. They want incredibly smart route runners who can instantly identify soft spots in zone coverage and get open quickly. But more importantly, they want guys who are willing to get their hands dirty. They need receivers who can violently block on the perimeter to spring the running game. That is the true identity of this offense. If you cannot block, you cannot play here. But fixing the passing game is a luxury compared to the financial ticking time bomb hiding in the defensive secondary. You will not believe who might be getting cut to save this team from cap hell. Chapter 4. The $26 million bomb. We have finally reached the most sensitive, controversial, and painful part of this masterclass plan. The situation in the defensive backfield is a complete and utter disaster, and it revolves entirely around one of the most beloved players on the roster, Marlon Humphrey. He is a veteran. He has a massive voice in the locker room. He has given his blood, sweat, and tears to this franchise. But the NFL is a ruthless business, and his contract is turning into an anchor. He is currently carrying a catastrophic $26 million salary cap hit. That number is simply too large for a team desperately trying to plug multiple holes. Now, brace yourselves for the harsh reality. If the front office decides to make a ruthless business decision and cut him after June 1st, they instantly free up roughly $19 million in cap space. $19 million. That is enough money to completely change the trajectory of the season. It is a genuine game changer. But if they actually pull the trigger and send Humphrey packing, they are walking into a massive trap. Who is going to cover the elite receivers in this league? Nate Wiggins has all the potential in the world, but he has absolutely not proven that he can be a reliable, lockdown #1 cornerback yet. He is still learning the speed of the professional game. And what about Chidobe Awuzie? He is a very solid, respectable player. But let us be brutally honest, he is not a dominant corner who can shut down half the field by himself. The statistics from the last couple of years are genuinely embarrassing. This defense finished 29th overall in passing yards allowed. Read that again. 29th. Over the last 2 seasons, they possess the second worst average in the entire league for stopping the pass. That is completely unacceptable. That is not the standard we expect from this franchise. So how do they fix it? They are going to use that massive pile of draft picks. Do not be shocked if DeCosta spends a first-round pick on a lockdown corner. In fact, do not be surprised if he drafts 2 or 3 cornerbacks throughout the weekend. The level of panic and urgency in the building regarding the secondary is off the charts. They know they cannot survive another season of getting torched through the air. Conclusion: the ultimate gamble. When you zoom out and look at all these moving pieces, the insane masterclass strategy suddenly comes into crystal clear focus. They are trying to pull off a miracle. They want to solidify an already great offensive line. They want to turn a good pass rush into a historic one. They are actively trying to protect Derrick Henry from breaking down. They are completely redesigning Lamar Jackson's passing weapons. And they are fully prepared to ruthlessly detonate and rebuild the entire secondary from scratch. This is not a minor tweak. This is a total, aggressive restructuring of a championship contender. And because DeCosta holds those 11 magical draft picks, he actually has the firepower to pull it off. They are not trying to sneak into the playoffs. They are actively building a roster designed to bully the rest of the league. This entire situation is a powder keg, and the very next move could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. The second it drops, it is going to shake up the entire league. If you survive this massive breakdown, you are the exact type of diehard fan this community needs. Do me a massive favor and absolutely destroy that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments right now, which positional crisis terrifies you the most? Do they need to draft a running back, a cornerback, or a wide receiver first? Let's argue about it in the comments below.